Welcome to Gigantica. The slogan for this lake is Carp, only bigger, and that is exactly why we are here. There are some monstrous fish swimming around out there at the moment. The big one has been over 80 pounds. It's probably 75, 76 pounds. A fish called Fudgies, one I've been lucky enough to catch here a couple of years ago. So that one is not on my list. I'm going to leave that for Ali or for Neil that are fishing on opposite sides of the lake. But there are so many others that I'd love to catch in here. At the right time of year, there's 12 over 60 pound, there's 2 over 70 pound, and Fudgies goes over 80 pound. Plus there's a load of backup 50s, 40s and 30s. So you've got big long commons, short dumpy commons, loads of really scaly fish. They go up to nearly 50 pounds as well. And then there's some real brutes that are growing really quickly. So there's so much to catch. You never know what it's going to be when the bobbing goes. The tactics on this lake are different from where we've been fishing at Carp. It's a bit deeper, 22 to 25 foot. That means the fish can be off the bottom at certain times of the year, but now in the autumn, the fish are feeding and they're on the bottom. The other thing about out there is there's lots of weed on the bottom. So it's really important at the start of the session to cast around with just the lead on the end of the marker rod, feel it down, pull it back a little bit, wind it in, see what weed's on the end. But fortunately, I know there's a real hot spot out there. My good mate Damien fished this swim last week and he had 12 bites out of it. So I know that the area I'm fishing on produces fish. It's 28 rod lengths, so not quite as far as I fished in this swim in the past, but that is the spot that the bites are coming from, so I'd be mad not to start fishing now. So what I've done last night is just unloop the lead, put the marker float system on, just like I showed you at Carp, put that out in the middle of the swim, and I've jumped into Kimberly there. She's my boat for the week, and I've rowed out and put about 4 key of boilie all round the back of the float. So none of the bait is my side of it, so when the fish are feeding, they're not coming into contact with the line. I put a few tiger nuts out there as well, and the fish are now showing over me. But this is a tactical game of chess. A week's fishing on here, you might get 3 or 4 days where nothing happens at all, and you have to condition your mind into that happening. You have to be really aware of when the fish are showing, when you should be baiting up, when you shouldn't. If I went out in the boat now, I'd absolutely ruin today because the fish are just beyond the area showing. I want to let them come in and hopefully I'll get a bite. So what I'm going to do now is pass you over to Ali. He's fishing a fantastic swim called Alcatraz. I'm sure he's buzzing as well, and he'll tell you why he's fishing it.
Sorted. A rod back out, just a recast. There's fish definitely in the area between me and Dan. I'm in a swim called Alcatraz, and the anticipation has been building towards this session for weeks. And the last few nights it's been a case of no sleeping at all, because it's the thought of coming here and the big fish that this lake has that just it gives me a feeling that no other lake does. Been lucky to catch my, as I joke about it, global PB from this place, a fish called single scale, 70 pounds, 8 ounces. We've seen Dan catch numerous big ones from here. I've come into a swim called Alcatraz that Tom Dove was on a week's holiday prior to me, and he caught a fish called the Target over 60 pounds. So it has big fish form, and that pursuit of the monster will hopefully be going on in this swim. When I got here, I got a lead out there because Tom was fishing at about 110 yards, 112 yards. He was lucky to have about 7 fish, I believe, or 8 fish. So I wanted to go a little bit longer than him. He did say it was weedier, so what I've actually done is I've probed around just with a bare lead on the marker rod, and I found an area which is big in places that's clear. You could pull back for a rod length, it'll be clear, then recast again, there'll be odd patches of weed. So I've decided to fish chods on the line, a method that not many people have ever used on here. Last year when I was here, I actually caught the last fish of the trip on a choddy on the line because I wanted to try it here. You know, they said pop-ups don't work, so I thought, you know what, it hasn't fished too well this week. Last day of the session, I'm going to put choddies on the line on all 3 rods. They went out and I got a bite just as quick as I had when fish had been on me on previous days. So I'm really confident trying that, and I think it's the right presentation for the situation. I wouldn't be confident casting a bottom bait out there because you can't really feel the drop that easily at that range. And you know, it's about being composed and confident on sessions like this, knowing that your hook baits are sitting proud of the weed and that the fish can get them in their mouths, because I don't want to leave anything to chance. There's big fish out there, I want to catch them, and when that first bite goes, when that bobbin rattles to the top, the excitement and the pressure just sort of lifts off the shoulders, and I'm going to go and sit in the bivvy, and hopefully that moment won't be too far in coming.